All right, Shalom Akim. I just want to bring this out to the body. Everything is pointing toward all hell breaking loose toward elections. So I got a few clips I'm going to play, and I'll bring some scriptures out. And Lord willing, to short and edifying.
The vice president for not specifically calling out Antifa and other left-wing extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
are you
I'm willing
prepared
to do
specifically
that, but
do it? Well, go ahead, sir.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what do you?
Now, the left wing he's speaking about is who? That's BLM, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, as they say. But this is the left wing. So he's saying that that's where he sees all the riots, the chaos, all this turmoil that's going on in these cities like Portland, Seattle. They're saying it's from the left wing.
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it.
You want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a name.
Now, did you catch that? They trying to get him to condemn, these. I guess you could say white supremacist militias or white supremacist type organizations, in particular the Proud Boys. And watch how he deflects this.
Supremacists and white
supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what.
Okay, instead of condemning them, he said, stand back and stand by. All right? Stand back and stand by.
I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem.
Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left. That's dog whistle for BLM. That's you tribes, man.
Problem.
His
this is a left
FBI director
This
said
is a left-wing problem.
White supremacist. Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got it.
Not militia. That's what his FBI, FBI director said.
Well, then you know what?
All right, now check this out. As I just saw from the beloved brother, Atazawam, stay in the spirit, 144, Shalom to you, Ak. I want to play this clip.
It's Book of Matthew, chapter.
Come November, there's a war coming. Whoever wins, and it's down to two. We already know this. Third party, they don't even matter. It's down to two. One or the other is going to win. As a certain supporter, we know which one's going to win.
Now, you know who he talking about, right? He's a certain supporter. We know who's going to win. He gonna tell you.
Trump 2020. But there's a thing about it. The reason why I say there's a war coming is because of Trump.
And this is the ones that Biden and the moderator was asking Trump to condemn, but he wouldn't condemn. He told him to stand back and stand down. Now check out what he about to say.
Trump wins, Black Lives Matter and all them other Antifa dumbasses are going to try to start war. We ready. Don't worry. We ready. Us rednecks and stuff, we ready for y'all. But if Biden wins, we coming. And we coming strong.
All right, so, hey, that's a bold statement, man. They said if Biden wins, they coming strong, and I believe them, because what I can say after checking out this organization, the Proud Boys, these are men. These are like men. You know what I'm saying? They ain't acting like because the spirit of Babylon got men acting like fucking women. You know what I'm saying? But these men. Matter of fact, when you look at that word chauvinist, right? Because on their website, they say that they're Western chauvinist. A chauvinist is an attitude of superiority toward members of the opposite sex. So, but they say that they're Western chauvinist. So they have no, matter of fact, it's going to tell you right here, it says the basic tenet of the group is that we are Western chauvinists who refuse to apologize for creating the modern world. Like Archie Bunker, we long for the days when girls were girls and men were men. This wasn't controversial even 20 years ago, but being proud of Western culture today is like being a crippled black lesbian communist in 1953. All right, so, and it's which kind of is funny that they call themselves the Proud Boys, but they advertise being men, and just being men, you know what I'm saying? But they call themselves boys. I think that's kind of funny, but it says our group is and will always be men only, born with a penis. If that wasn't clear enough for you leftists, why? Because the left wing, which is BLM, Antifa, you know, they they pushing for the trans rights, and you know, and it's funny because in one of these clips I was watching, they was going at it with these leftists, and they actually got physical with them, and they had a bunch of women out there, and next thing you know, you saw the Proud Boys laying hands on the women, and you know what I'm saying? They was like, how's that for gender equality? And I thought that shit was hilarious. But you know, real soon, you know, it's about to get physical out here, man. And the left wing ain't ready. They ain't ready. You know, let me see if I can play a little clip, because I saw this and immediately thought of the scriptures I'm gonna bring out in a minute. But check this out. So they pretty much clash here, and you got women out there with the Antifa going against clashing with the Proud Boys, and Proud Boys ain't discriminating out there. They laying hands on women too, and they saying, hey, you call yourself men, you saying you a father, you saying you this and you that, you know, you can get it too. But you know, I thought this shit was hilarious, honestly. This was a couple years ago when they did that. This was at a Planned Parenthood protest or march or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and get the scriptures and close out. 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Yeah, so the time is going to come where, you know, because in that video, one of them touched the other person. They said, yeah, that's assault right there. Real soon, people ain't going to care about no assault and all that shit and calling it, because it ain't going to be no cops to call. It ain't going to be no 911. It's going to be all out lawlessness out here. That's why the Lord said, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, because that word iniquity is synonymous with lawlessness, man. So the time is going to come where there's going to be all out chaos, every man for himself on some real purge type shit. Man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And you know, one of the things that the Heavenly Father hates, pursuant to, you know, Proverbs 6 and other places, is he hates a proud look, right? And it's kind of funny how you got this organization called the Proud Boys, which they're about to play a heavy part in prophecy, man. You know, let's go to Isaiah chapter 19, which these scriptures are about to be speaking real loud real soon. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptian, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. It's going to be people against people, man. The Lord is going to set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, which when you go into Revelations, what's that, maybe the 12th chapter, it tells you basically how Babylon would be spiritual Sodom and Egypt, because this is spiritual Egypt. So this is a lot of the things that took place in Egypt, like makeup, homoism, women worship, idolatry, the captivity of all 12 tribes. A lot of those things are happening here. So this is Egypt all over again, man. You know, you got the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill. The Lord said he would set the Egyptians against Egyptians. Why? Because he would put that spirit on, that divisive spirit for Americans to go against other Americans, man. There's really no, if you look at it, there's really no sense of nationhood here. You know, there's really no nationhood here. People don't really have that spirit. That spirit is really gone, man. It really never was here, but it's really just, that shit is becoming like a thing of the past. Verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to their idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. You know, the spirit of Egypt is failing. You know, the spirit of bread and circus. You know, that shit is dwindling. You know, sports ain't what it was. Here it is. NBA Finals, people ain't really talking about that like that. NFL, people ain't really talking about like that. You know, it's the spirit of Egypt is failing in the midst. Now the Lord also prophesied this himself. He said that he gave an account of what to expect before the coming of his second coming. Matthew the 24th chapter. He said that I'm gonna get straight to the point. Verse 7. He said, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." So he said that there would be what? There will rise nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. So that's what's happening. And part of the main nations that's going to rise against each other is Esau and Jacob. We go to here to Zechariah chapter 9, verse 12. It says, verse 13, it says, I started 12, "Turn you to the stronghold, you prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee." And we are those prisoners of hope because we see our situation. We see the predicament we in. If you look in the carnal man's eyes, it look like we have no way out of this, man. The world, it seems like it's going straight to hell in a handbasket, straight doom, right? So we are those prisoners of hope. We hope that these words are true, that we read about and we bring out, that comfort us in the spirit. We hope that the Most High is going to send his son back to deliver us. Verse 13, "When I have bent Judah for me," Judah represents the southern kingdom, all right? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, "filled the bow with Ephraim." Ephraim represents the northern kingdom. "And raised up the sons, O Zion," Zion are the Israelites, against thy sons, O Greece, all right? "And made thee as the sword of a mighty man." The Greece represents who? Esau, Edom. All right, so the Lord is talking about raising up the tribes against Mount Seir, which is Esau, Edom, which is, these proud boys and these other, these other Edomites is out here that's ready. Because in that video I just played, what did he say? He said, if Biden wins, we coming for you. You know what I'm saying? So, man, look for it to go down. Look for it to go down. Let's get Sirach the 33rd chapter. Sirach 33. Start at verse 9. "Some of them hath he made." You all right? You good? Yeah. Some of them hath he made high days and hallowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. And much knowledge the Lord hath divided them, and made their ways diverse. Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified and set near himself, but some of them hath he cursed and brought low, and turned out their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it as his pleasure, which man is similar to the clay in the potter's hand. The potter would be the Most High. So man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as he liketh him best. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. You see that? Good is set against evil, life against death. Life represents the tribes, because through the law, statutes, and commandments, we're given the breath, the life. All right, good, and against death, and death is represented by Edom. So is the godly against the sinner, Esau against Jacob, and the sinner against the godly. You see? So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. You see? And everything is balanced. Up, down, left, right, in, out, hot, cold, good, bad, strong, weak. This is all the program of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and we coming upon the day where we're finna reach the climax of this thing, man. When the Lord get back here, set the earth in order. Proverbs 16:4, "The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil." So the wicked, which when you go to Malachi, the first chapter, all right, we're going to see who the wicked is. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. All right. We'll start at the top. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. You see that? And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. So Esau, Edom is the border of wickedness, man. You know, wherever he goes, you know, he spreads forth wickedness, man. Lies, deception, you know, death. So but he was created to fulfill a purpose, man, and that purpose is the day of evil. Proverbs 16:4, we just got that. So we're fastly approaching the day of evil, where, you know, this thing is about the climax, man, because the Lord is very near to making his second return. I'm gonna end here. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahweh shall give thee light. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. And circumspect, you break that down, that's circum, which is circumference, around. Spec means to look. So, you know, you walk, you know, be vigilant, man. Be sober, look around you, you know, be aware. Not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Okay, redeeming the time, measuring the time, paying attention to the times we in, man. It says in Ecclesiastes that a wise man discerneth both time and judgment, because the days are evil. Okay, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, man. It's the Lord's will to allow this devil to reach the pinnacle of his wickedness and do all these things in the earth so that he can shut his ass down, man. So I'm going to go ahead and end that. Lord willing, that's edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Shalom.